Welcome back to the Purdue Dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we take on the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. And as you take a look at their roster, they're led by quarterback Zach Marker, number 3. It's a kind of a dual threat, can kind of do it all. And their top running back is Jonathan Silver, who wears number 27. And he'll be backed up by Saeed St. Fluer, who wears number 28. Jake Dahl, number 15, is the number 1 receiver, with Max Patterson, who wears number 0. I think they have a decent receiving core here. As like I said before, they are the new team here, one of the 2 new teams here in the FBS, and they're still got some, but they were an FCS team just last year, so it's not the strongest roster, but I think that they have the pieces to build here. They have something building here. They will need to get a couple more, solid foundation pieces, But once they lay that foundation, once they know who their key players are, get a few key freshmen in here, develop the freshmen that they already have, freshmen and sophomores that they already have, this team can be really, really good in the future. However, today they're going against our Purdue Boilermakers in another home game. This was going to be Indiana State. However, we will not be playing Indiana State this year. It'll be Delaware instead. And we are home at within West Lafayette, Indiana, at Ross-Ade Stadium once again. And the crowd is out. Not as packed as we wanted, but you know what? People are here. We have the fan base here. The students are out. Some of the fans are out. What else are you going to do here tonight? Let's get this game started. The Boilermakers are set to take on the Blue Hens. And here we go. Delaware will kick it off. And it's going to go to Michael Jackson. Jackson had a big kickoff return last week, and he looks to do the same this week as he takes it right across the 20 to the 25-yard line. And there's Mike Allstott, the head coach of the Boilermakers. And it's going to be we're going to start off with a quick RPO to Chauncey Magwood with a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 4 now coming up for the Boilermakers. Brown dumping it off, trying to dump it off, and it is batted away at the line by the Blue Hens. And out comes Zach Marker of the Blue Hens. Like I said, Marker has some speed in him. He can make plays in the backfield, but to his left is their top player and their speedy back, Jonathan Silver. But that will be an RPO, and it's going to be the Blue Hens looking to hand it off to Silver, and Silver gets taken down by Crew Wakely. Marker out of the gun. Silver to his right. Silver dumping off to the left-hand side. And a marginal gain there, but not enough for the first down. So the Boilermakers will take over, and it's going to be a screen to Maccabee. Maccabee gets the first down. 1st and 10 now coming up. Hand off. Morset now gets the first on the play. Pair of first downs for the Boilermakers as they trying to make their way down the field. Morset with a gain of 4 on the play. Maccabee with a gain of 4. Brown back to pass. Brown in trouble, and Brown will be sacked. Noah Matthews on the sack. 3rd and 15 now coming up for the Boilermakers. Brown back to pass. Brown looking deep. Finds Charles Ross. And that is a big first down for the Boilermakers. Purdue will continue their drive. Maccabee in motion. Brown looking, and Brown gets hit once again. Another sack there for the Blue Hens, and another 3rd and long coming up for the Boilermakers. Looking, he finds Watson there, and I believe Jesse Watson catches that one. Yes, it's a good for a first down. Handoff, Maccabee in the end zone, touchdown, Boilermakers, 16 yards for Maccabee. His 2nd of the year. And Maccabee going to do a little dance in the end zone. You know, they want to lean on Maccabee as much as they can. He is a do-it-all. He can run it. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He will be our all-rounder best player on the field probably. As the Hens now hand off to Silver. Silver with a good spin move there. Silver with a gain of 6 on the play. Silver in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Silver up the middle of the field. Meets Manny Powell. 3rd and inches now coming up for the Blue Hens. It's going to be Silver again. No, a fake. And marker Hens kept that onto it. And it is stopped. So it is another Blue Hen punt, which will lead to a 5-yard gain by Maccabee. Brown back to pass, looking for the wide receiver screen. Here is Charles Ross again. Ross with an athletic move there. Ross jumping over the defender, and it is all just to come back. That exciting play just for it to come back, and that'll be it for the first quarter. Your Boilermakers lead the Hens 7-0. Coming out from the quarter break, 3rd and 3 now, and it's going to be a handoff to Thomas. Thomas not able to get it, and it is going to be a Purdue punt. And Silver now with the handoff. Silver breaks 1 tackle, not able to break the second. Loss of 2 for the Blue Hens. 3rd and 13 now for the Blue Hens. Empty backfield here for Marker. Marker stepping up in the pocket. Marker thinking about running, and he is going to indeed run this time, sliding before he gets hit. Not able to get the first, and it's another punt to the Purdue Boilermakers. 3rd and 7 now for the Boilermakers. Boilermakers going to try to avoid going 3 and out. Catch by Morset. Morset not able to get it, but they're going to stay on the field. 4th and 2. Handoff Maccabee. Maccabee able to get the first down, just barely. Now their drive will continue for the Boilermakers. That's Ross once again. 1st and 10. Now for Purdue, handoff Maccabee. Maccabee breaking a few tackles, able to get 8 on that play. 2nd and 2 coming up, and it's going to be a handoff Maccabee up the middle of the field. Maccabee gets 1 yard, not able to finish to get the yards gain for it. It's going to be a handoff Thomas. Thomas up the middle, big gain for Malachi Thomas now, and that is going to be present 1st and goal for the Boilermakers. Brown. Back to pass, Ryan Brown trying to find Chauncey Magwood as he's running around with them. And it's going to be a handoff. Maccabee, end zone touchdown, Purdue. 2nd of the day, 3rd of the year. Maccabee's off to a great start this year. 14-0 for Purdue. And Silver with a big run here. 2nd and 10 now coming up for the Blue Hens. It's going to be a play action. Looking for a receiver here. And they get about 4 yards on that one. 3rd and 6 now. And it's going to be going deep. Looking for an open man. Batted away from the defender. And once again, it's going to lead to a Blue Hen punt. Dumping it off to Morset, where they love catching Morset on those slant routes. Trying to get Morset open into space. And that is another beautiful play there from Morset. The Nylon Morset leading this team in receiving thus far this year in 2 games. And there's Magwood. Fans want to see a lot more Magwood. We want to see what Magwood came to do. Came from UCF. And here's Maccabee up the middle of the field, getting a first down for the Boilermakers. 2nd and 10 now. And Brown is sacked on the play. Oh my goodness. He had no chance there. Off the cornerback blitz. Brown pump fake. Brown looking for a man. Brown intercepted. Looking for Magwood there. And just gets intercepted on the play. That gives Delaware a chance to go down the field and try to get some points before the half. 36 seconds remaining in the half. And Marker making some adjustments here. And Marker is going down. C.J. Nunnally on the sack that time. And that'll do it. We will go into the half with a 14-0 lead. Purdue is on top, and Purdue needs to keep this momentum going. You cannot let teams like Delaware get back into it. They almost let Ball State get back into it last week. You don't want to see the same thing this week. It'll be ideal for Purdue to start off 2-0 because they have a tough one next week against USC. You can't look forward to that one, because if you look forward to that one, if you look beyond these Blue Hens, they will upset you. And we're back from the half now, and it's going to be Marker handing it off to Silver. Gain of 1 on the play. Marker out of the gun. Silver to his left. Hand off to Silver again, and he goes nowhere. Harkless on the tackle. 3rd and 11 on the play. Loss of 3 on that one. Looking for a man open. That's Max Peterson. Peterson going to get a big gain on that one. And excuse me, not Peterson. Patterson is his name. Max Patterson on that play. And that's Silver on the catch that time. They have their best receiver, Thaw, but Thaw has been covered all game, and Delaware is going to look to get on the board with this one, and it sneaks in. That would cut Purdue's lead to 14-3. No longer a shutout here for the Boilermakers, and that's going to be more set again. Purdue likes throwing these quick routes and trying to get players, like they're scheming their players open, but they like getting these quick routes just so they can hit them and just real quick and let these receivers run. Watson on that one, because they have a lot of speed at receiver. There's Ross once again. They love having Ross on that screen play. 2nd and 11 coming up. Quick throw. There's Nitro Tuggle on the play. And that's what I want to see. I want to see Tuggle use his speed on a screenplay, because Tuggle might just be the fastest receiver on the team. Thomas up the middle of the field. Gets a short gain that time. 2nd and 2 now. Maccabee in the backfield. Looking middle of the field. Chauncey Magwood going up and catching it. And then getting a little extra yards on it. So Purdue doing exactly as they should. Marching down the field. Brown back to pass. Brown with a pump fake. And there's Charles Ross once again. 2nd and goal now. Looking. Intercepted again. I'm not sure where he was throwing that time. That's the 2nd interception of the day. Almost a safety there. If Marker was still the ball carrier. Hand off to Silver there. Silver gets the first down. Gets them out of the danger zone there. 1st and 10 now. Coming up as the 3rd quarter comes to a close soon. It's going to be Silver spinning again. And a gain of 8 once again as the 3rd quarter officially ends. Purdue up 14-3. And it's kind of starting to feel like last week where they're letting a team get back into it. You can't let these small tier teams get back into it, because then when you're going against a real opponent like Notre Dame, which you do face in 2 weeks, and then you got USC next week, you're going to get blown out. You're going to get blown out if you let these smaller tier teams get back into it. So what you need to do is take care of business the right way. And look at that. Silver wide open, and Silver gets a big gain on the play. There's Marker back to pass. Marker looking left. Dumping it down to a fullback, I believe. And that's a play for a couple yards. 3rd and 11 now coming up. Marker back to pass. Marker looking. Marker has a bunch of time. Not only hits him, as soon as I say that, commentators curse. And Delaware's forced to punt once again. As it is 2nd and 7. And Purdue, they're going to run this clock out as much as they can, as Maccabee gets the first down on that play. Yeah, they're going to eat up as much clock as they can on this possession. Maccabee once again covering the ball up so he doesn't fumble. Beautiful play there from Maccabee. Maccabee was the receiver on that play. Drop pass there. So now Delaware is going to have a chance. Silver on the run. And you got to think you can't run the ball in this situation completely, even though that is part of their bread and butter. Looking deep, just launching one. That's Patterson, and it's caught. Big play from Max Patterson, and now the Delaware offense and Delaware defense is Purdue defense trying to run down the field. Marker looking towards the sideline. What's the play call? Marker out of the gun. Empty backfield. Marker back to pass. Dumping it off to the tight end. 2nd and 5. Trying to get points here. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the game. You have to go quick. Get the touchdown. And then get the onside kick. But instead you're going to go down. It's a sack on the play. TJ Lindsey on the sack. Marker back to pass. End zone. Batted away by Smiley. And 3 minutes and 7 seconds remain in the game. Purdue trying to get some subs ready and everything. But at this point, Purdue just wants to run the clock out once again. And that is going to be Ross on the play. As this clock just ticks away Brown. Brown finds a man underneath. That's going to be Magwood once again. And Delaware is going to start using their timeouts. 3rd and 2. Handoff. Maccabee gets the first down. And Delaware uses the timeout once again. They have 1 timeout remaining, which in theory, you would say a first down will end the game after this. So get the first down here. The game is essentially over. 2-minute timeout. Maccabee has a bunch of room in front of him. Maccabee with a big gain to end the game out. That will do it. And Purdue will kneel it out. And Purdue ekes away with a 14-6 win. Not what we're looking for. Not what the Boilermaker faithful is looking for. 20 carries, 90 yards. And 2 touchdowns. Devin Maccabee is your player of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Who else can it be? Brown had an ugly day, throwing 2 bad interceptions. No touchdowns. But, like I said last week, a win is a win, no matter how ugly it is. So we improved to 2-0, and that's what I expected us to be at, 2-0 at this point. Wasn't the prettiest win at all. And again, in this game, I played very passive. I noticed some throws that I missed. I noticed some holes that I missed as a running. And sometimes it was just bad play calling. Like, especially that second interception, I don't know where I was throwing to. I really don't know where I was throwing the ball. That second interception, totally on me. First one, I'll give it 50-50. Bad throw by me, bad decision, and a good defensive play. I'd give it a little bit of both. But all in all, we won. We are 2-0 at the beginning of our season. And honestly, both of these games could have gone either way, which is scary. It's scary that a game against lower competition could have gone either way. 2 games against lower competition could have gone either way. What is USC going to do this? What is Notre Dame going to do this? What is Ohio State, Michigan, Washington? Like those big those teams against bigger schools, Illinois, Indiana. What are they going to do to us? Is this as good as it gets for Purdue? We've already doubled our win total from last year, so you know what? It's already a better year than last year. So, what's left? Like, what do we do? As you guys can see, here's what we're working with recruiting so far. I'm just moving some things around, scheduling visits and everything. You guys can pause as I just go through what I was saying. But yeah, what do you do when these lower tier teams are giving you a fight and you have to be good? You have to be better for these larger tier schools. You gotta be better. You just have to be. Because if you're not, like I said before, you're going to get blown out. You're going to get beat down. Hopefully Purdue can improve their showing on the field. Hopefully Purdue can show something, and maybe Purdue can upset some of these teams. They almost beat Illinois last year. I think they lost by 1 point last year, I believe, against Illinois. Pretty sure the score is like 50-49? Question mark? Pretty sure that was the score. Perhaps they can beat Illinois. Oh, Rutgers is going to be tough at home. Minnesota's going to be tough. That's a away game. Ohio State's I fear that Ohio State game. Notre Dame is going to be tough. SC is going to be tough. Just this whole remaining schedule, it doesn't get easy because we're about to open up next week. We open up Big Ten play against USC, and then from there we play another non-conference game against non-conference game against Notre Dame. After Notre Dame, you get a bye week, then you get Illinois. So it does not get any easier at all. Tough games coming. Actually, I don't even know if we get a bye week after Notre Dame. Do we get Illinois then a bye week? That might be how it is. It's either Notre Dame bye week Illinois or Notre Dame Illinois bye week. Or maybe I'm missing a team in there. Not sure right now. However, we won today. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. So, folks, hopefully we can keep this going. I'm enjoying this Dynasty so far. Hopefully we can keep going strong. Next game against USC will come out perhaps Tuesday. We'll say Tuesday. So look out Tuesday for that. Today's Sunday. We just dropped week 1 yesterday, Saturday. So today's Sunday. We're going to drop week 2, week 3. Yeah, we're going to drop week 3 Tuesday. At least that's the goal. So, thank you all for watching. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Purdue Dynasty. We are going to do our best to turn this team around. Hey, we've already done better than last year. We already doubled our win total from last year. So, in my book, that is a win. Thank you guys for watching, and Boiler up.